Brooksby now takes advantage of a slip from Pete. Brooksby towards the edge of the area, cuts in field, takes a shot from distance. Wayne Brooksby with the left boot hits the bottom right hand corner, and the former Ferriby man comes back to haunt the side that he once played for.
Well, good afternoon and welcome here to Guiseley AFC Radio. It's a Saturday afternoon and the first Saturday afternoon home game for Guiseley in the Vanarama National. It's been a week of firsts. The first game in the Vanarama National last week saw us lose 1-0 to Welling, but it was a happy return here to Nethermoor on Tuesday night. A fantastic goal from Rob Atkinson from a set piece. He headed the ball home to give the Lions a valuable 3 points against Altrincham. And it's a real new test again for the Lions. Kidderminster Harriers, a team who we have only previously met in the FA Trophy and who of course knocked us out back in 2007 in that competition. There'll be a different beast this afternoon. This is a real test for Mark Bauer's men, a real litmus test to see what quality we will face in the Vanarama Nationals. Stick with us here on Guiseley AFC Radio.
Brooksby now on the edge of the 18-yard box, comes charging in, plays the ball across the face, goal! And it's Adam Morris who has scored Guiseley's third. The Lions are in dreamland this evening.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome here to Nethermoor for this exciting occasion. Once again, the Lions back in action in the Vanarama National League. And it's the first Saturday afternoon where we can enjoy this level of football, and I'm looking forward to a good crowd down here at Nethermoor. I'm Colin Robertson, alongside me is Chris Bell, and we will be hearing from Mark Bauer in the build-up to this game from the reaction to last Tuesday night's match. But good afternoon, Chris. This is an occasion and a half, isn't it? Again and again, it's a really good atmosphere in the ground.
Absolutely. We're going to have this feeling for a while, I think, isn't it? It's just, the novelty, so to speak, that we are at this level. There's going to be a great crowd down here at Nethermoor. It's the first Saturday afternoon football. We've got great weather for it as well. That should bring a few people out as well. It's got the makings of what's going to be, hopefully, a really good afternoon of football for Guiseley, because this is a game which, for me, is winnable.
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Now we're facing these sorts of sides. Are we going to start getting the 3 points out of them? I was looking at it in the next few months. We've got about 12 former Football League sides that we come up against out of the next 14 games. I mean, it's incredible, isn't it, the level that we're now at? It
is. It just shows how far this club has come, doesn't it? Because, this is Guiseley. This is the highest level. This, little town just outside of Leeds with all the big neighbours around us. And this is as far as they've come. The fact that they are hosting some massive, massive sides in non-league football especially. And that's why the history that some of these clubs have got in the Football League is astounding as well. It is absolutely terrific to be welcoming these sort of sides to Nethermoor. And Kidderminster, as we say, that's one of them, a former league side.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be here, and we're going to be here all season, hopefully reporting on Guiseley getting a few points against these sides. You can tweet us your opinions at Guiseley Radio, and we thank you all those who have shared their viewpoints with us in the past. Hopefully you're enjoying what we're doing here. 10 minutes to go until kick-off, so let's just get the views of Mark Bauer. He spoke to me after the game on Tuesday with that fine 1-0 victory. I'm joined now by Mark Bauer after the fine 1-0 home victory over Altrincham. How does that feel, Mark? First 3 points chalked up on the board.
Yeah, brilliant. I think, we definitely needed it. The longer it takes to come, the more the sort of pressure builds up, and, it just becomes a bit of a plays in people's minds. So to get it out of the way tonight and, 3 points on the board is massive for the lads and gives them great confidence. The one frustration really is that, we're not sat joint top of the league tonight with 6 points after what went on Saturday. But no, enjoyable. I thought we sort of showed two different sides to our game, moved it, great energy and pressing and quality on the ball in the first half, and then we dug in second half. Disappointed we didn't capitalise on the counter attacks and everything that we had in the second half, but dug in and showed our experience to restrict them to not too much when they were on top.
We were really on top in that first period as well, had some wonderful chances, and it was a fine finish as well from the corner from Rob Atkinson.
Yeah, we tried to work him in on Saturday and it didn't quite work, but no, great header from him tonight, Rob, and I thought he was superb for us. Thought he showed all the qualities that we knew he had, that he'd bring to the club, and thought he was outstanding alongside Adam Lockwood there, especially in the second half. But yeah, it's nice to win a game from a set piece, 1-0. Those ugly wins that you maybe need to get through. I think, not first half, but second half it turned into one of those ugly wins for us, and really pleasing to get over the line. Maybe, last season that might have been a game that we'd have drawn or possibly even lost.
Yeah, and you say you had to dig in because that second period, Altrincham did have long spells on the ball. Did you have to think about changing things around?
We made a few changes through the course of it just to try and get to grips. They went to a back three and took chances basically. Probably take chances when you're 1-0 down, you throw more bodies forward, and it was difficult to contain that. But I thought we defended it well, defended our box well from that. And then when we had the opportunity to break, we had, obviously boys had a great chance at the bar. Wayne's broken a couple of times and put some good crosses across. And then later on, I think we'd have picked a better pass, we'd have, got that second goal and finished it off. So, teams are going to be on top of us. We've been, if you look back at Guiseley over the last 8-9 years, I don't think we'll have ever finished below 6th. This season we'll do very well to finish there, so there are going to be games, more teams are going to come and put under us a lot more pressure, and we might have to spend more time doing what we did in the second half. But it's really important that when we get that opportunity to break and to play, that we're ruthless and we put teams to bed.
Feels like a real litmus test, these first 3 games of the season, for what to expect in the Vanarama National, and on Saturday Kidderminster come here, and that'll be presumably another game you'll be thinking, well, that's going to be a tough task.
They're all going to be. I think the first 2 games, Welling and Altrincham, probably a little bit more like what we've been used to at Conference North, Conference South level. I think Kidderminster are a more established conference National League team, as it's called now, and it'll be a different test for us. Look forward to it. It's what we're here for, to mix it with some bigger clubs, and if we can play like we did in the first half, if we can show the steel and determination and never say die attitude that we had in the second half, then who's to say we can't back it up with another win and finish off a decent week for us.
Just finally, complained about the length of the grass on Saturday. What was the pitch like there tonight?
Fantastic, yeah. I mean, obviously there's been work done on it, and it's fantastic surface. A little bit dry in the first half, but as the dew came down, as the game went on, you could see balls zipped about, and it made for a good game of football. 2 sides that like to get it down and pass it as well, and it certainly helped that. But yeah, hopefully we can look after it, and it'll be a real asset for us and help us play the way we want to play.
Thanks, Mark.
Cheers, Colin.
Well, that was Matt Bauer speaking to me after Tuesday night's victory over Altrincham. Good performance on Tuesday night it was too. Just got the sense there he was a little bit frustrated that we hadn't been more clinical in the finishing in that second period on the counter-attack.
Yeah, absolutely, and that seems to have been a bit of an issue really in both the games. You look at last Saturday, hatfuls of chances for Guiseley, none of them taken. On Tuesday night, from the sounds of it, same thing. Plenty of chances, but only the 1 goal to show for it. That is something that Guiseley have got to work on, I think, because at this level, you will be punished if you don't take your chances. We saw that definitely last Saturday at Welling. Taking your chances is the most important thing in football, frankly. You don't score, you're not going to win. And thankfully, we were able to hold on Tuesday night, grind out a 1-0 victory. But you don't want it to be like that, do you? You want to make things a little bit more comfortable and take more of your chances when they arrive.
Well, he's shown faith with the same side, Mark Bauer. He's lining up with Stephen Drench in goal, Danny Lowe, Adam Lockwood, Jake Lawler, Wayne Brooksby, Adam Boys, Tom Craddock, Will Hatfield, Nicky Boschel, Zach Thompson, Rob Atkinson. The same starting lineup as we have had for each of the Vanarama National games. Looking at our opponents, their starting 11, Dean Schnedke, Jared Hodgkiss, Nathaniel Rowe-Turner, Luke Maxwell, Joe Clark, Craig Reed, Jake Green, Jordan Turnercliffe, Rhys Dyche, Tavan Campbell and Adam Dawson. Just talk me through, Chris, how they're going to line up.
Well, I think what we're looking at here is 2 similar formations, 2 4-4-2s. Steve Drench, for Guiseley, the ever-present goalkeeper. The same back 4 that we've seen as well in Danny Lowe at left back. Will Hatfield in, for me, what isn't his strongest position, but is certainly what Mark sees as his best position at the moment at right back. The centre halves quality there, if not pace. it has to be said, in the form of Rob Atkinson and Adam Lockwood. Your 4 across the midfield in Brooksby, Boschel on the flanks with Thompson and Lorna in the centre, and then Craddock and Boys. Them two have looked relatively lively in the opening 2 games. For Kidderminster, it's the same story, a 4-4-2, Dean Snecker in goal, Jared Hodgkiss at right back, Jake Green at left back, centre halves of Nathaniel Roturner and Jordan Tunnicliffe. On the flanks, Adam Dawson and Tavon Campbell. Interesting to note, we're speaking to one of the guys from BBC Worcester earlier on. He was saying that for him, Tavon Campbell, on loan from West Brom, 18 years of age, he's somebody that he thinks will make the grade at West Brom at Premier League level. In the centre of the park, Luke Maxwell and Joe Clark. And then up front, you've got Craig Reid and Rhys Stiche. Stiche, plenty of experience, made his name at Forest Green, scoring a hat full of goals there. And Craig Reid, somebody who for the last couple of years has kicked around the Football League at Newport and Stevenage. So there's certain experience there in what is a relatively young side, given the issues that Kidderminster have had over the summer.
They seem to have recruited well, and they've only got 1 point so far from their opening 2 games, but plenty of goals in them. The 2-2 draw against Grimsby Town, a very credible draw for any team this season, and as well that 3-2 defeat, a long trip down to Dover on Tuesday night. So it's not, the signs certainly aren't ominous for them. You talked about the fact that they are in a little bit of financial straits, but the signs certainly aren't ominous for the side that's been put out by Gary Wild. Yeah,
absolutely. They've shown that they can score goals. They've done that in the opening couple of games. For Guiseley, a little bit worrying. We've only got the 1 in the first 2 games. As you say, we mentioned that they've had their issues. That basically, from what I've spoken to some of the media chaps there earlier, is that last season was frankly a nightmare for them. They've sorted it. They're on a level footing financially. It's just the budget is a lot smaller. Hence the changes that have been made. A lot of young players have come in on less wages. I spoke to him earlier and he said that they'd be happy if they can finish 5th bottom. I think that's a little bit of a lie, perhaps, because of the size of the club. Despite budgets and that, they are still a club with a lot of history, and you would expect them to do a little bit better than that.
Well, I'd take the 5th bottom and raise that by 1. I'd take that at the moment, of course, but maybe I'm being a little bit pessimistic given the fact that we've recruited quite strongly ourselves. Let's just look back at Guiseley's performance so far this season, and Adam Boyes, he had plenty of chances to get on the score sheet, worked hard on Tuesday night, didn't he? Him and Tom Craddock, the 2 of them are looking like a very fine partnership up front.
Yeah, I noticed that in pre-season. Tom Craddock at Brav Park Avenue, Tom Craddock's first game, them 2 seemed to link up well from the off. That was certainly the case at Welling. As you say, the case again on Tuesday night. There's potential there between the 2 of them. We know what Adam Boyes can do. It's whether he can adapt his game to deal with, National League defences rather than just the Conference North as it was. For Tom Craddock, somebody that's come down a couple of steps playing League One football last season, very much capable of scoring goals. He did it plenty of times prior to his spell at Portsmouth with Oxford in League Two. There is certainly goals in the side. We just need to get it out of them somehow. The delivery's there as well, I was talking to Dave earlier on, and he was saying that Nicky Boschel was the most industrial that he'd seen him play in a Guiseley shirt for a long time. So that the option is there, the options are there for goal scoring, and the options there for making goals and getting chances. Hopefully, today is going to be the day that Guiseley can get more than 1 and actually put a game to bed.
Well, that's going to be interesting, isn't it? I mean, I honestly do not have an idea of how this game will pan out this afternoon. It's too early for us to gauge our basis in this division, I think, in terms of playing performance. And, Altrincham, we know Altrincham. Welling, kind of similar standard to the National North, I would say. This, I think, is a different test altogether.
It is, but maybe I'm just being optimistic. I genuinely have a good feeling. I think it's going to be great. Everything's set for Guiseley to have a good performance and get a good result. The sun's shining. There's plenty of fans coming through with turnstiles. This is the first Saturday afternoon game. Everything for me points in direction of a Guiseley win. Well, shall I stick my neck out? I'll go 2-1 Guiseley.
Well, I'll be very happy if you are correct in your prediction today. It's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be an exciting afternoon for the Lions. It's absolutely gorgeous summer's afternoon at the moment. We have a pristine pitch, an absolute carpet for these 2 sets of players to enjoy, and a good following from Kidderminster, who have made their way up north here to Nethermoor and are taking their banners out behind the goal away to our right. I think a few fans still yet to come out of the bar and join the action here. The tunnel now is occupied by the referee and the players as we get ready to get underway here on Guiseley AFC Radio for our opening Saturday afternoon match at Nethermoor in the Vanarama National, and you can probably just hear the two sets of players now coming out. And polite applause. So let's just go through those two team lineups for the Lions. Stephen Drench in goal, Danny Lowe, Adam Lockwood, Jake Lawler, Wayne Brooksby, Adam Boyes, Tom Craddock, Will Hatfield, Nicky Boschel, Zach Thompson and Rob Atkinson. So the same team that lined up against Altrincham and Welling in the Vanarama National. Dan Atkinson on the bench along with Ryan Toulson, Gavin Rothery, Danny Hall and Liam Dickinson. For the visitors today, Kidderminster line up with Dean Schnedker, the goalkeeper, then Jared Hodgkiss, the captain, Nathaniel Rowe-Turner, Luke Maxwell, Joe Clark, Craig Reed, Jake Green, Jordan Tunnicliffe, Rhys Dyche, Tavan Campbell, Adam Dawson, and then on their bench, Alex Palmer, Gurjit Singh, Keon Reffel, Jordan Jones and Andre Wright. So the two sides just coming out, shaking hands, getting ready. Guys who will be playing in white shirts with dark blue shorts and socks as ever, and Kidderminster are in their away kit with yellow shirts, blue shorts and yellow socks. The referee today, Martin Coy, and he will be assisted by David Fisher and Benjamin Speedy, and the fourth official today is Barry Lamb. Final thoughts then, Chris, ahead of this one?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll say I'm optimistic. I think we'll see a good game of football between these two sides. Interesting to know as well, of course, this is the third time that Mark Barrow has named this lineup and bench. No changes to the squad so far, so it shows that Mark is confident in his selection. He sees no need to change it. He's not worried about anything. He's not panicking and making, chopping and changing the squad. He's confident and we're ready to go.
We are indeed. Guys, he just getting ready to undertake the coin toss with the referee. Two officials just checking that the nets are working here. Don't forget, we'll be bringing you all the goals from the Vanarama National and the National North. And also, we're going to keep an eye on the old Evo Stick Premier as well this afternoon. Keep up with all of the northerly hierarchy of non-league football. It's the FA Cup weekend as well, isn't it? This early qualifying rounds of that competition too.
Can you believe it? I think I saw somewhere on Twitter earlier, somebody said it was only 76 days since the final, and already the extra preliminary stages are happening.
That's exactly how it should be. I always get a bit giddy about that. We're, of course, entering that competition at the fourth qualifying round this season. So
the latest we've ever entered before, isn't it?
Absolutely incredible, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. So the referee completes the coin toss, and it's going to be a switch of ends for Guiseley. They'll now be shooting from left to right as we watch. From the main stand here, Kidderminster Harriers will be shooting from right to left. And so there's hastily removed banners behind the goal that Kidderminster will now be defending so they can take it to urge their team on at the other end, at the railway end of the ground. There's a decent voice from the Guiseley fans, and their whistle goes. And Lions get the ball underway with Hatfield sending it back to Stephen Drench, who puts a firm foot through it up to the centre circle. Nicky Boschel takes it down well. Little flick on between he and Craddock. Boschel chases and intercepted by Rowe-Turner, Nathaniel Rowe-Turner, putting the ball out of touch as Guiseley attack this Kidderminster outfit early doors. The ball on the left-hand side now, try to be worked down with Danny Lowe overlapping from full-back. He can't get on the end of Zach Thompson's ball forward, and it's out for a goal kick. But a bright start there for Guiseley.
I was about to say, less than a minute gone, and we've already been intent on getting the ball forward. Nathaniel Rowe-Turner had to deal with what was a dangerous ball because he had Boyes and Craddock either side of him. It's a bright start on what is a very bright day.
Just barely a minute gone. Guiseley aim to win the ball back with Lockwood on the halfway line. Gives it to Brooksby. Brooksby runs at this Kidderminster's defence. Goes down the left flank at the moment. Keeps on going. Goes past Hodgkiss. Gets the cross into the area. Just took a deflection away from Nicky Boschel. But a great surging run there from Wayne Brooksby. Kidderminster on the ball now with Craig Reed. He plays it down the left-hand side, looking for Adam Dawson. Dawson up against the frame of Adam Lockwood. And Lockwood does enough to shepherd that one out for a Guiseley throw in right-back position.
Yeah, safety first from the man with the captain's armband.
Throw in from right-back. And it's won by Green. Jake Green gets the ball up in the air. Taken down by Dawson. Cleared by Atkinson, the goal scorer on Tuesday night. Up to the halfway line. Wayne Brooksby takes it past one, but then is well blocked by Nathaniel Rowe-Turner, and his firm clearance goes all the way back to Stephen Drench.
Yeah, he just tried a little bit too much there, didn't he, Wayne Brooksby? There was 3 yellow shirts around him, and he knocked it past one, but it was somewhat inevitable that he was going to lose possession at that point.
There's a challenge on Wayne Brooksby. He's gone for a ball. It's not a malicious challenge by Maxwell, but he has clipped Wayne Brooksby, who has just got a knock on the noggin. He'll be okay. He's getting up. But guys, you have a free kick.
Well, it's a good position, isn't it? A good chance to either test Dean Snedker in the Kidderminster goal, or to send a couple of the big men forward, the likes of Atkinson and Lockwood, and try and make something work with a cross.
Boschel and Brooksby stand over the free kick. 15 yards from the edge of the 18-yard box. So it's a distance. It has to be crossed into the box. And guys, you have the big men forward. Jake Lawler is in there. Boys is in there. Lockwood's in there too. This one's played short and low by Brooksby. And it didn't quite have the delivery I think he was intending. But guys, you pick up the second phase now. Hatfield sends it long. Looking for Craddock. It falls more kindly for Craddock than I think he was anticipating. And he couldn't control. Kidderminster clear. It's a Guiseley throw.
Yeah, I don't think he was anticipating that, was it? Because it just struck him on the leg rather than him being able to get any form of useful control on it.
Picked up now on this right-hand side by Hatfield. Comes in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Players around him to the right-hand side. Brooksby crosses up towards the back post. Above everyone. Headed away by Kidderminster. Jake Lawler takes a drive. A good volley. Wicked deflection. Goes behind for a corner. Well struck there from Jake Lawler. And that really could have gone anywhere.
It could indeed. Absolutely. That was a good effort from Jake Lawler. Not the man you'd expect to be hitting a half volley from that kind of distance. But he struck it well enough. And as you say, the deflection just takes it behind for a corner, but it could have gone anywhere. I think there's 1 or 2 shouts as well for a handball in there as well, but possibly slightly optimistic from the range that it was hit at.
Not particularly convincing. Not
Yeah.
particularly convincing. Corner now to Guiseley on the left-hand side. Bodies in the box to aim for. Whipped in, but it's only hit Craig Reed. Kidderminster don't clear the lines though. Zach Thompson then takes a rather ambitious drive. It could be a bit naive because a chance here for Kidderminster counter-attack. Stephen Drench comes out as the ball is played towards Steisch. And Stephen Drench has to sweep up and play the ball out for a throw. Kidderminster take it quickly. It's knocked away, and then Thompson puts a firm boot through it up into the Kidderminster half. The Harriers take the ball down well here with Joe Clark. Plays it up into the Lions half, cleared by Danny Lowe. Taken down by Tom Craddock. Under pressure, he manages to find Jake Lawler, and the ball is worked out to the left-hand side with Nicky Boschel. He crosses into the box. Nobody on the end of the cross in a white shirt. Kidderminster clear and up to the halfway line. It's headed on by Adam Lockwood and out for a Kidderminster throw.
It's started at a good pace, hasn't it, this game?
It's bright, isn't it?
It is.
2 goals to tell you about. Grimsby 1, Bromley 0 in the Vanarama National. And in the north, it is Boston 0, Curzon-Ashton 1, and Stalybridge 0, Gloucester City 1. 0-0 here. 5 minutes gone. The ball high up in the air here. A tricky one for Stephen Drench to claim. It was like a rugby claim, wasn't it, at the end of a big clearance. Drench plays it up towards Brooksby. Brooksby takes it on the chin, literally, and then is tripped by Green. And Guiseley have a free kick just inside the Kidderminster half.
Yeah, he brought it down surprisingly well to say. Smacked him in the face there, did Wayne Brooksby, but good footwork. Tried to get away from the defender who was just caught. And again, it gives Guiseley a free kick in a position where they can get the likes of Atkinson and Lockwood forward.
Free kick will be taken by Zach Thompson, about level with the edge of the centre circle. Guys, you've got 6 players on the edge of the 18-yard box, including Lockwood, Rob Atkinson. The ball's up there towards Atkinson. Well claimed by Dean Schnedke. Came off his line and collected the ball at the edge of the area.
Yeah, there was good goalkeeping there. Confident goalkeeping from the former Northampton town keeper.
Schnedke clears. It's over the top of Lockwood. He lets that one go behind him and out for a goal kick. There's been a second goal for Grimsby Town, so Grimsby 2, Bromley 0. And actually that Gloucester goal has been chalked off, so it's still Stalybridge 0, Gloucester 0 in the north. Grimsby getting off to a fine start this afternoon.
Yeah, it might be a long afternoon for Bromley if that carries on the way it started.
It's Christmas when we go to and expect we receive Grimsby here and go to Grimsby over the Christmas period. In the meantime, Guiseley have to just clear their lines. In left back, Danny Lowe puts his foot through it up towards Nicky Boschel. Boschel doesn't win on that occasion. It's played forward by Hodgkiss, cleared by the Lions up towards Tom Craddock. Well watched by Roe Turner. His headed clearance though keeps possession for Harriers, and Joe Clark on the right hand side plays it up towards Reed, headed away, flicked on well by Craddock, but Craddock is offside, or returning from an offside position when he heads the ball inside the Guiseley half.
Yeah, he was just a couple of yards offside, wasn't he? He was still trying to get back. He was a little bit keen to try and get the ball and get a flick on that.
0-0. Free kick, though, to Kidderminster. And you notice with the set pieces, I have noticed this more frequently, that even a free kick for an offside decision lines up with players on the edge of the 18-yard box much more frequently. And that's the case now. Kidderminster going to go long. Roe Turner plays it up towards the edge of the D, headed away by Lockwood, up in the air, flicked on by Boys, and eventually helped away by Boys up towards Craddock on the centre circle inside his own half. But Craddock is robbed, and now there's a chance here for Tunnicliffe to play the ball through towards Steisch, and he's just unable to control. Guys, he win the ball back with Zach Thompson, but he can't keep it in. It will be a throw-in for Kidderminster midway through the Guiseley half. Thrown down the left-hand side with Green. And Tunnicliffe now on the ball here up by the touchline. Tries to get past 2. Wyn Brooksby's working ever so hard this afternoon. Gets back, makes the challenge, and earns Guiseley the throw in deep in right-back position, just up from the corner flag.
Yeah, literally just a couple of yards away from that corner flag, very deep inside Guiseley's half.
Flicked up, headed away by Jake Lawler, flicked on by Nicky Boschel. Guiseley working their way back out of the half, but it's still with Kidderminster when they win it back. The Lions, after having a bright start now, just under a bit of pressure here, though. Harriers win the ball back well here with Dawson. Dawson out to the left-hand side. Gives the ball to Tavan Campbell. Not seen much of him just yet, but Tavan Campbell's now in the area. Plays it back here to Dawson. The ball's just too heavy for him, and Wayne Brooksby is pushed over by Dawson. And Brooksby was trying to get the ball away from the back line. I think the free kick's probably better from Guiseley's perspective.
Yeah, it was... didn't seem to be too much in it for me, was there really? A little bit of a lean, but not a great deal. But the free kick's been given, and Steve Drench will get this long.
0-0. Clearance from Kidderminster on the edge of their area. Hoofs the ball out into Mark Bauer's dugout. He's marshalling that area this afternoon. I'm surprised he's not been asked to change. He's in a white top, which makes him look a little bit like a player from where we're standing. The ball's down the left-hand side, and it goes out for a throw-in in right-back position. And Guiseley clear with Stephen Drench. Up towards Wayne Brooksby, chested down now by Craddock. Craddock helps it on, but Brooksby hadn't managed to make up the yards down that right-hand side to collect the return ball. And in the end, Roe Turner hoofs it out into touch.
It was a good idea from Tom Craddock, wasn't it? You know, I've been impressed with him in the opening couple of minutes. It certainly seems that he's found match fitness. You know, his first touches are good. He's looking lively.
0-0. And Guiseley AFC Radio. Lions had a couple of good bright chances early doors, and they're pressing again on the right hand side here. Nicky Boschel working hard to try and get past Roe Turner, but they do enough to blast the ball against Wayne Brooksby and earn a goal kick.
Yeah, that one's ended up on the roof of the first aid hut. It's still there. It's rolling if you look at it.
It is. And eventually it's come down, and the fans are cheering the ball's progress over on the other side of the ground. Eastleigh 0, Lincoln City 1 in the Vanarama National, so that'll be an interesting scoreline. Huddersfield in the Championship. Huddersfield 1, Blackburn 0. This will keep you up to speed with the local teams. I said I'd give you some Evo Stick scores as well. Ilkeston 1, Skelmersdale 0. Big game in the top level of that division at the moment. Guiseley 0-0 here with Kidderminster, but Kidderminster managed to work their way down the left-hand side and now have a throw about level with the 18-yard box, which will be taken by Green. Gets the return ball, but Green can't control, and it's out for a Guiseley throw.
Yeah, just a bit of miscommunication there between Dawson and Green. Trying to play the 1-2, and Green wasn't aware that the ball was coming back to him then. It's been put out of play, perhaps a little bit cheaply, but Guiseley won't mind.
The Lions now pick the ball up with Boys, plays it down the right-hand side. Brooksby surging into space now, up against Roe Turner, gets the ball across the 18-yard box, almost in the direction of Nicky Boschel, intercepted well just before it reached Boschel, and Kidderminster can recover and get away down the left-hand flank as they attack Guiseley before they are stopped, and it's out for a Harriers throw on the halfway line.
There was a good run there from Wayne Brooksby. You heard the crowd just getting behind him there. In the end, he had to get the cross away early, though, because Nathaniel Roe Turner was certainly making ground and catching him up.
13 minutes gone, 0-0. Throw to Kidderminster on the halfway line. Green launches it long. It's helped away, though. Guiseley now trying to win the ball back. Boschel almost snatching it back on the halfway line, but no sooner as that, Campbell's got it on the left-hand side and then loses the ball completely and trips Rob Atkinson up. And referee Martin Coy goes to have a word with Campbell, who Tavon Campbell looked to be in good position, didn't he, when he took the ball? Stood on it, lost it behind him, and then tripped Rob Atkinson and gets a telling off from the referee Martin Coy for his trouble.
Yeah, he seemed confused himself slightly there, I think. He was going to try and give it the beans with the step-overs, and in the end just lost it altogether. And then ended up conceding the free kick.
Drench with a free kick up towards Boys. Roe Turner, a very formidable centre-half, manages to head the ball away, but it's distributed well out to the right-hand side to Brooksby. Brooksby up against the force of Jake Green. Can't get past him. Green gets a touch on the ball, and it's out for a Guiseley corner on the right-hand side now.
Guiseley's second corner of the game. Hopefully they can make a bit more of this than the first one, which wasn't a particularly great delivery.
14 minutes gone. Guiseley with the corner from the right flank. Over hit, over everyone, and it trickles out on the other side for a throw-in for Kidderminster in their right-back position. Deeply disappointing their delivery from Nicky Boschel.
Yeah, very much so. We saw on Tuesday night the goal came from a good delivery. So far, neither of the deliveries on the two corners that the Lions have had have been particularly great. One was just aimless, and that one very much overhit.
Headed away by Danny Lowe as Kidderminster tried to get out of their own half. Goes all the way back to Stephen Drench. He puts a good foot through it up towards Wayne Brooksby, who wins the header, flicked on towards Tom Craddock. Craddock flicked the ball in the direction of Boys, but it was intercepted. And now Kidderminster have the ball inside their own half in their left-back position. They play the ball down the left flank, headed away by Rob Atkinson onto the stand. And that one also comes back from the stand after having a little roll on top of the building. Early feature of this game. And it's a throw-in for Kidderminster on the halfway line.
Yeah, we might be looking at having to invest in a few new balls at this rate, because one or two has been keen to get out of the stadium.
0-0. 15 minutes gone. Guiseley defending at the moment. Campbell, bit of trickery down the left-hand side for Kidderminster. Works his way past Jake Lawler, has to go back. Green crosses, a good cross into the box, flicked away by Danny Lowe. And Dawson couldn't control, but Kidderminster get the second phase, headed away by Lockwood. Green goes in for it. Brooksby intercepts well, and then Hatfield puts his foot through it. But that's the first real bit of intensity from Kidderminster, I think, in the attacking third.
Yeah, all started from Campbell on his left-hand side, didn't it? And his ball wasn't a bad one. Needed the flick on from Roe Atkinson.
Kidderminster just playing the ball at the back line, looking to get a firm clearance through it. Headed away by Rob Atkinson, flicked up in the air by Jake Lawler, taken down now as Kidderminster press. The Harriers can't find Campbell, and then Boys takes advantage of a little bit of delay from Roe Turner, wins the ball, gives it to Brooksby. Brooksby's cross towards Nicky Boschel is beyond him, and it's going to go out for a Kidderminster throw. And after good anticipation and work from Boys, a disappointing end to that move. And actually a counter-attack now for Kidderminster down this right-hand side. Rhys Steisch goes up against Lockwood and Lowe, and both those defenders deal with Steisch really well. And Boschel and Brooksby both defending well, holding onto the ball. And Guiseley move it well down this right-hand side now with Hatfield picking out Craddock. Craddock with two players around him. Needs to do something special with the ball. Finds a good one into here to Boschel. Boschel helps it on towards Thompson. Still going. Boys with a shot. Oh, and well held by goalkeeper Schnedke. But what a beautiful passing move from Guiseley's perspective. Right from the back after taking the ball off Steisch. Passed all the way up front with patient, intelligent passing. And Boys' finish just too close to Schnedke to trouble the goalkeeper in the end.
Yeah, you've summed it up perfectly there. You've taken everything that I was going to say then, because, you know, it was patient. They all looked for the pass into space, or where there was a free man, it was excellent passing. And they really just play it around that Kidderminster backline. They weren't there, frankly. Sadly for Adam Boys, the goalkeeper, T. Snedker was. But it's encouraging signs.
Guiseley with a throw on the left-hand side now as they continue to cause Kidderminster some problems. The Harriers clear. There's a chance for a counter-attack here. Steisch has broken the offside trap. He can't get the head of the ball of Steve Drench. Drench comes out, sweeps up, clears the ball into the cricket ground beyond. It's returned and almost takes out a couple of cameramen on the opposite side of us, including Mike. It's a Kidderminster throw, rather, on the right-hand side as they attack the Guiseley goal. It's taken short and comes in field with Maxwell. Luke Maxwell chips the ball up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed away well by Hatfield, and then good work here from Wayne Brooksby, having a tremendous start to this game. Plays it forward, a good ball forward. Craddock chases it up against the goalkeeper Schnedke. Schnedke comes out and just beats Craddock to the ball. Guiseley get the throw. Craddock applauds the pass from Wayne Brooksby, and it's a throw-in for Guiseley midway through the Kidderminster half.
Yeah, what a ball that was. Tom Craddock, aware of it, did well to almost get on the end of it. Snedker well aware of the danger. Just hoofed that out of play as we heard from the two almighty thumps on the top of the stand.
Approaching the 20-minute mark, still scoreless here at Nethermoor. Hatfield with the throw, gets it back from Lawler, knocked out by Reed. So Guiseley continue. Hatfield, infield to Brooksby, collects the ball back, turns infield himself, challenges. Two players collide. I think there was a coming together rather than a foul. The referee has given Guiseley the free kick. Hatfield's down and in a bit of pain on the ground. But both players went for the ball. The referee is calling across the Kidderminster man to speak to him. Maxwell, Luke Maxwell it was. From this angle, it didn't look particularly malicious though, Chris.
No, absolutely not. There didn't seem to be much in it. You're quite right. It was more of a two players, both going for the same ball. There was bound to be some form of collision, but you couldn't really call that either way. But I suppose the referee had to do something and come up with some form of decision.
So Guiseley get ready with a free kick about 15 yards from the angle of the penalty area on the right-hand side. Boschel and Brooksby stand over. 5 on the edge of the 18-yard box to anticipate the delivery. This one's in from Nicky Boschel, headed away. Flicked on again by Boschel and headed away by Kidderminster. Good header from Hatfield to keep Guiseley in possession of the ball. Jake Lawler now chips it over the top, and it's defended somewhat unconventionally by Kidderminster, and then they get the ball up the halfway line and out for a Guiseley throw.
I think Mark Bauer will be very disappointed with the quality of the set-piece deliveries we've seen so far. I would say 20 minutes gone. Couple of corners, couple of free kicks, and nothing of any great quality has come from any of them.
Ball with Guiseley inside the Lions half. Played forward by Zach Thompson. It's not a good ball. Guiseley don't control first, but they do at the second occasion, and now Adam Boyes is on it on the left-hand flank. It goes back to Zach Thompson. Square to Jake Lawler. Lawler keeps the ball ticking over, gives it to Hatfield. The Lions just holding on to the ball, enjoying a bit of possession football here inside the Harriers half. And then, just as I say that, curse of the commentator, Danny Lowe misses his footing altogether, and the ball's out, and Kidderminster can come away on a counter-attack. And then a lunge from Stice to try and win the ball back, clips Danny Lowe, and it's a free kick to Guiseley.
Yeah, you really did put the mockers on that, didn't you?
Few scores to come through. First in the Vanarama National North, Telford 0, Stockport 1. Tamworth are leading at FC United by 1-0. Fylde 1-0 against Gainsborough. In the National, Wrexham 1, Aldershot 0, Halifax 0, Torquay 1, Forest Green 1, Barrow 0, and listen to this, Braintree 1, Tranmere 0. Guiseley 0, Kidderminster Harriers 0. Here at Nethermoor, and Guiseley just pressed back here with Adam Lockwood. Goes down to the corner flag, holds on to the ball to ensure it goes out for a goal kick.
Well, what an upset that would be if Braintree could get a victory over Tranmere. Yes, Tranmere have had to come down and rebuild themselves, but in terms of club stature...
Opposite ends of the spectrum, aren't they, really? Not dissimilar to us. We're at Braintree in the end of September. Our first trip to Tranmere is in November, I think, from memory.
I think that's about right.
Guiseley just conceded a free kick inside the Kidderminster half. 23 minutes gone. The free kick is a very poor one, and it goes out for a goal kick. And I have to say, Harriers just haven't come out of the traps well at all in this game. For me, they don't look the side that I thought they might have been, moving with purpose and intent up front. Guys have done well, stifled the attacks, but stages in this game, the Lions certainly haven't had the chances that they did against Altrincham early doors in that game. There's a bit of a wind, I think, as well, playing a part, because that goal kick from Stephen Drench has held up in the air awkwardly and now is picked up now by Hodgkiss on the right-hand side. Kidderminster get the ball into the box here with Craig Reed. He goes back. Hodgkiss will deliver. Square now to Maxwell. Maxwell skips past one, keeps the ball going, gets into the area. Unlucky not to get the rub of the green with the deflection, but guys, he managed to get it away. But Kidderminster now working hard on the right-hand side, cut in field with Adam Dawson. He plays it into the area, flicked on by Stice, helped away by Danny Lowe, only as far as Clark. Clark and Jake Lawler have the ball stuck between them temporarily, and the ball goes to the right-hand side. Dawson in there now by Hodgkiss into the penalty area. The ball is cleared again by Guiseley, and then Lowe up to the halfway line. Has to concede possession though to Roe Turner, who sends it back to the goalkeeper Schnedke, and out to right back position. Kidderminster press the ball forward down the right flank once again, and that'll earn them the yards, but it will be a Guiseley throw in left back position.
Yeah, the early game tempo that we did have, that fast end-to-end sort of pace has fizzled out for now at least, but we got 24 on the clock, so midway through the first half. We just had a bit of a lull, really, in the speed of play.
Grimsby have got a third against Bromley, so it's Grimsby Town 3, Bromley 0. And Chorley are leading at Corby by 1-0. FC United have just equalised against Tamworth. Dawson now on the ball for Kidderminster. Gets the ball into the area. He manages to find Reed. Reed with his back to goal, takes it down well, gives it off to the left-hand side where Campbell collects. He's on the left flank as they attack the Guiseley goal. Campbell with two players around him, showing some clever footwork, keeps hold of the ball. Gives the ball back here to Green. Green gets a good cross in. Flag goes up. And the ball delivered into the 6-yard box. Stephen Drench doesn't claim. The ball didn't go into the net. It was somehow bundled away from goal. The danger passes. But there's just a couple of questions being asked now of the Guiseley back line by this visiting side. And Tavan Campbell just beginning to grow a little bit more and more into this game, isn't he, when he's getting on the ball?
Yeah, absolutely. We saw there some excellent footwork, some great physical play as well to try and hold the ball up against two of the guys, the defenders. I think it was the likes of Atkinson and Hatfield. He did very well there, but as you say, Kidderminster starting to get into it a little bit more as Guiseley's intensity has dropped.
Hodgkiss clears for Kidderminster. High up in the air. Lockwood has a real task on to get enough of a header to take it away from this Kidderminster attack. But Clark picks up the ball, threads it through here, and the ball is played wide by Sri Steisch, but it was offside anyway. Guiseley, again, we're thankful that back four has held its line so well. But that's, again, a good bit of movement from Steisch, and the Lions could have been punished more.
Yeah, absolutely. Just didn't quite time his run to perfection there, did he? The flag went up against him, but as you say, it was a good chance, and he skewed it wide, but it's a sighter for East Steisch.
0-0, 27 minutes gone. Guiseley and Kidderminster had started both very briskly. The Lions have had the better of the overall play for the first half an hour or so, I would say. Almost half hour. But Kidderminster getting much more of the play just in the last few minutes. This one now down the left-hand side. Stephen Drench again out of the area. Craig Reed chasing.
Paul Touch and Will Hatfield there. He brought it down, and his touch took it out.
Green with the throw. He is fouled. Or rather, Zach Thompson is adjudged to have fouled Dawson, and now Guiseley will have to defend a free kick in a dangerous area. A few yards up from the angle of the penalty area on this left-hand side. It's a chance for Kidderminster to cross the ball into the box.
Yeah, it's going to be Dawson. Down with the ball at his feet. That's a decent group of, in terms of numbers of Kidderminster fans behind the goal.
7 players in the edge of the 18-yard box here, ready to pounce on the delivery from Dawson. He curls this one in. Too close to Stephen Drench, who collects the ball.
Good ball, but nobody there in a yellow shirt for Kidderminster that made the run. And that was simple for Stephen Drench to collect.
Drench gets the ball forward, up towards Tom Craddock, flicked on. But Kidderminster recover the ball again here with Jake Green. They've grown much more into this game, the Harriers. Tavan Campbell plays it to the right-hand side. Hodgkiss, the captain, steps up on from right back, plays it out to the right-hand flank, and it's curled into the box, this time over everyone. And again, Stephen Drench collects. A couple of other Vanarama national goals. Macclesfield 1, Welling 0, and Gateshead 0, Borehamwood 1. Also in the north, Boston have equalised against Curzon Ashton and have Corby at home to Chorley. The ball over the top and helped away by Roe Turner up to the halfway line. Played forward by Rob Atkinson. The ball's cleared and then collected by Zach Thompson. Guys are getting the ball into the Kidderminster half for the first time for a while. Played out to the right-hand side. Nice 1-2 to find Hatfield, who's up from right back, gets into the area, takes a tackle from Jake Green to put the ball out, and Guiseley earn a corner on this right-hand side.
Yeah, good chance there for Will Hatfield. He did well to bring the ball forward and get himself into the box, but then the tackle came in.
Corner comes in, flicked away from the 6-yard box. Guiseley couldn't capitalise on the in-swinging corner. Well defended, but it's only as far as Danny Lowe. He ships the ball back in the direction of the Kidderminster penalty box. Picked up now by Zach Thompson. Takes it past one, takes control of the ball in the penalty area, lays it back. Roe Atkinson's shot, well blocked. Superb block comes in, and then a free kick as Zach Thompson lunges to try and win the ball back. Couldn't quite see who actually made the challenge there on the edge of the 18-yard box, but as Rob Atkinson was gearing up to drive the ball towards the goal, a blocking challenge prevents him getting any traction on the ball, and Kidderminster clear their lines.
Yeah, they were very quick, weren't they, to make sure that somebody got in front of the ball as Rob Atkinson tried to direct it goal bound.
The ball now played up towards Stephen Drench's goal, but he collects it as the ball rolls through to him. Just a couple of other scorelines. Forest Green 2, Barrow 0. Halifax 1, Torquay 2 now. Drench. Long ball forward, headed away by Roe Turner. Picked up by Guiseley, but Zach Thompson can't control. Taken a long-range effort. It's gone right over Stephen Drench and just past the upright. Oh my goodness, we almost saw one of those goals that you would have been talking about for decades. Adam Dawson saw Stephen Drench off his line, tried to take it from inside his own half. Stephen Drench was running back towards the goal. You thought it might have just evaded him, and it went past the upright and into the crowd of Kidderminster fans behind that goal. But goodness me.
A little bit nervy, that wasn't it? Terrific vision, it has to be said, from Dawson, because Steve Drench was, stood on the edge of his area. He was well off his line, and Dawson took the punt and went for it. And unfortunately, from his point of view, it didn't pay off. Very close, though.
Maxwell now on the ball for Kidderminster. Beginning to press again here with Campbell down this left flank. Campbell has Green behind him. Campbell keeps going towards the byline. Good tackle comes in from Hatfield, but at the expense of a corner.
Yeah, it was a good recovery challenge from Will Hatfield. I don't know whether it's going makeshift or standing or what, but...
Corner's taken short, given to Green. Back here to Dawson. Dawson curls one in towards the back post, headed away and flicked on by Lockwood. Picked up now by Joe Clark. Clark delivers towards the back post. It's over, everyone. And out for a goal kick. Guys, he can just take a moment or two just to reshape, resort themselves. Mark Bauer gives some water to Tom Craddock on that far side. Perhaps a couple of instructions.
Yeah, just going back to what I was saying for Will Hatfield, I don't want to come and makeshift right back because he can play there, but for me, and I think as we've seen in both the games so far, when the changes have been made, he's been pushed into midfield and he's been that bit more influential.
Zach Thompson has been the man to make way usually for Ryan Toulson. Kidderminster now get the ball from the goal kick and they play it quickly down the right-hand side. Chance here for Stice to get into the area. He goes to ground under the challenge of Lowe. Not a really convincing shout for a foul. Headed on as Guiseley clear by Roe Turner, and it's back again in the Lions' half. And a rather loose touch gives Guiseley the throw, level with the centre circle. Inside their own half. Played up by Lowe. Flicked on by Boys. Cleared. And all the way back here to Stephen Drench. Another goal in the Vanarama National. This time it's Woking who've taken the lead against Altrincham. Altrincham who've lost their first two games and included Tuesday night's defeat here at Nethermoor. They've lost their opening two games 1-0, so that's the third 1-0 scoreline in the offing. Throw in for Kidderminster in left back position. It's played up towards the halfway line, taken down by Zach Thompson. He lays it in towards Nicky Boschel, but it's anticipated too easy by Joe Clark. Clark can go forward. Should have played the ball to the right-hand side. And he should have played in Craig Greed, but instead it's been intercepted and Guiseley can come away with the ball. The Lions just need to wake up a little bit, and the home fans are beginning to tell them a little bit more of that. Wayne Brooksby trying to control the ball in the halfway line, isn't able to. Then it's given to Jake Lawler. Lawler ships the ball out to the left-hand side for Nicky Boschel to chase. He can collect, but he's not going to get past Hodgkiss, who clears up to the halfway line. Held now by Craig Reid. Goes under the ground, under the challenger Lockwood, but referee says there's no foul. Craddock and Lowe keep the ball. Jake Lawler plays it in towards the feet here of Craddock. He plays it back now to Hatfield. Hatfield up from right back into the Kidderminster half, into the feet of Craddock. Craddock some distance from goal, goes to the right-hand side now, gives it to Brooksby on the right flank. Outside of the penalty area, 1-2 between him and Jake Lawler. Then chipped in towards the penalty box in the direction of Zach Thompson. Cleared. Again, stoutly. And then Rob Atkinson collects for Guiseley inside the Lions half, and there's a bit of trouble for Jake Lawler under pressure from Maxwell. Lawler does well, though, not to lose his footing and the ball. And then Guiseley clear up in towards the Kidderminster half. Alan Boys chasing down Roe Turner. Roe Turner slips. Boys has the ball, no foul. Gets the ball into the area, no player on the end of it. Jake Lawler collects from distance, takes another long-range effort. This time he could have had the chance to play it to the left-hand side. Boschel was in better space. Lawler, I think, saw the cameras, took the drive and it was rather tame in the end.
Yeah, he's had a couple of efforts so far as Jake Law, hasn't he? We don't usually see that aspect of the game from him, to be honest. Both the efforts so far have been from, good 20, 25 yards out. He's certainly in the mood to get on the score sheet today, it seems, so he's trying. Very trying.
It's not really been the moment you think that's going to be a goal since Boys hit that shot directly at Schnedke for Guiseley. There's not particularly been that same clear-cut opportunity for Kidderminster either. It's 0-0. Both sides have had attacking intent, and Kidderminster now have the ball in the final third again, once again for Guiseley. Clearly a foul throw, but referee doesn't give it. Into the box. Picked up here, and a good shot comes in by Steisch. It deflects off, and then the second effort is over. And it's a correction, actually. I was announcing earlier on that Braintree were 1-0 up against Tranmere. It's actually been corrected. It's still 0-0 there. So,
so maybe
news of Tranmere's demise is vastly overrated.
Yeah, so at this stage you wouldn't be the scalp that I made it out to be earlier on.
In someone's imagination it was. Cleared by Roturner, picked up now on the halfway line by Clark. Clark plays it forward, flicked on towards Campbell, intercepted by Hatfield. Guys, he can't control, so it's again a throw for Kidderminster. Dawson to Campbell. Tavin Campbell has two ahead of him. Shows his footwork. Did neither go for it. Plays a lovely ball in here to Green on the edge area. He takes a shot. It's blocked the first time by Atkinson. Green gets the second ball. Can't go further towards the goal. Beyond Boys, and guys, he can't get the ball down, and eventually there's a trip on Boschel as Jared Hotchkiss was trying to win the ball back. He lunged. The referee, I think, has decided that that was worthy of a yellow card and that Jared Hotchkiss will be the first man in the book this afternoon. I'm not sure what you thought of that, Chris.
He was a little bit keen there, wasn't he? A little bit desperate. Actually, maybe more than keen. Just to try and get that ball back. And he's, with that foul, got himself into the book, the first booking of the game. As I say, it was a good chance as well, because with Hodgkiss that far up the pitch, had he not have made it, there was a lot of space in behind him.
Corby 2, Chorley 1. North Ferriby 1, Solihull 0 as well. Another interesting scoreline in the National North.
I can't be the only one that's thinking every time we read out a Chorley score that could have been us.
Oh, yes. Brooksby now on the ball for Guiseley inside the Kidderminster half. Yeah, losing it, Corby. That's not much fun, is it? Hatfield works hard to try and keep the ball in play, but again, guys, he just can't make that ball stick in that final third no more. It's now Kidderminster who counter-attack here. Good work from Hotchkiss, plays the ball out to the right-hand side. Steisch takes the ball towards the edge of the area, held up well by Lockwood. Low goes across to try and tackle, but Steisch still gets the cross. And Guisey having to defend now as Dawson takes the cross, blocked by Boschel, out for a Kidderminster throw in field. It's taken short here to Hotchkiss. The captain square ball isn't good enough, and it's intercepted by Boys. Picked up now by Zach Thompson on the halfway line. Now Wayne Brooksby on the right-hand side. A bit of space to work in. Can he deliver a good cross? Goes up towards the back post. Boys gets it, heads it down, takes a deflection. It's gone behind for a corner. And Guisey on the counter-attack. Work well down that right flank. Good delivery from Brooksby. Corner to the Lions.
Yeah, good move there from Guiseley. Early cross from Wayne Brooksby. Could have gone that little bit further, but then the defenders would have come across and tightened up on him. So he probably made the right call in trying to get the early ball. And Boys was there. Looked to direct it back across goal. Takes the deflection. Out for another corner. Let's hope that Guiseley can make something of this set piece.
Corner comes in from Brooksby on the right-hand side. In towards the 6-yard box. Headed away. It was the direction of Atkinson. And unfortunately, he couldn't get on the end of that one this time. It's back here to Lowe. Lowe plays it long, out to the right-hand side, looking for Hatfield. Hatfield controls. He's right on the touchline there with a player behind him. Plays it back to Lawler. Lawler's cross is disappointing. And Kidderminster clear. At the halfway line, though, guys, he get the ball back. Craddock wins it, plays it into Boschel. Boschel plobs it over the top, and there's Atkinson, who'd stayed forward as the most advanced player, who was the target, but Atkinson didn't have the turn of pace to be able to win that ball And it was comfortable for Snedker, and then up the other end, Danny Lowe is bundled over, and Guiseley have a free kick.
Yeah, he went up. I think it was Rhys Deitch that went up with him, and in the end he ended up underneath Danny Lowe. And the free kick given in Guiseley's favour. But I think in terms of the set pieces, that one was better in terms of the direction where it ended up. Much more dangerous position around the penalty spot.
Stephen Drench comes a long way out to take the free kick. Plays it up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Again defended by Kidderminster, who will complete the clearance with Joe Clark. Lockwood intercepts. Brooksby can't control the ball, goes down. Guiseley fans claim a free kick. Referee just says it's a throw. And a scrappy piece of play down that left-hand side results in Kidderminster getting the ball away. And now with Campbell over the halfway line on the left flank. Campbell with 2 against him. Goes into Nicky Boschel. Gets the free kick. It's one of those where he's run into the man. But it's been given. It's taken short. Clark. Square now to Dawson. Dawson's control lets him down. Guiseley escape with the ball. Boys and Lawler in midfield. Don't get the space or time in midfield to build up any passing move, but they do keep the ball moving along the left-hand side now with Danny Lowe. Lowe plays it towards Boschel. Boschel in towards the penalty area is intercepted by Maxwell. It's out for a Guiseley throw, just a few yards up from the corner flag on the left-hand side as Guiseley attack this Kidderminster goal. Lowe will take it short, goes back here to Brooksby. Brooksby will cross into the box up towards Craddock. Craddock trying to win the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box. Does well under tremendous pressure. He's still got 2 players around him. Gets the ball into the area. It's in a loose position. Adam Boys trying to capitalise. Couldn't quite get there. Excellent work there from Tom Craddock, though. Back to goal. Managed to carve out an angle to play the ball into the box. Boys just a little bit far away, really, to capitalise on that.
Yeah. Solid goalkeeping as well from Snedker.
At the other end, there's a coming together between Steisch and Lockwood. And a goal kick's given. And a bit of protest on that far side.
I think the most frustrated man from that attack from Guiseley a few moments ago will be Will Hatfield, because he was right behind Tom Craddock with a bit of space just outside the box. He was absolutely screaming for it, but Craddock had the idea in his head and went for it.
So still 0-0 here. Corby 2, Chorley 2. Worcester 1, Lowestoft 1, Nuneaton 1, Bradford Park Avenue 0. And it's Bradford City 1, Shrewsbury 0. Guiseley now on the ball here with Wayne Brooksby on the left flank. Gives it to Craddock on the edge of the 18-yard box. Back here to Zach Thompson. Thompson plays it to the left-hand side. Lowe's crosses over everyone. If Lowe had managed just to keep that a couple of yards down. Nicky Boschel was in space at the back post, but it went over him and out for a Kidderminster thrown left-back position.
Yeah, not a great delivery from Danny Lowe. It was a bit long, and it ended up being pulled out away from the box as well. I think a bit too much as well.
Throw's taken. Maxwell chests it down. Guys, you're now having to defend. Atkinson does enough to send it towards Danny Lowe, who helps it back to Stephen Drench. Reed was lurking and waiting to capitalise on any loose play. Guys, he's tight enough in the defence. As we reach the 45, there'll be 1 more minute of added time, and Campbell for Kidderminster looks to make some benefit out of that extra minute by getting the ball into the box, and he plays it towards the back post, and a wonderful chance there for Rhys Deitch. He should have buried that one. A great run from the left-hand side from Tavon Campbell. He crossed the ball to the edge of the 6-yard box. Deitch leapt, couldn't keep the header down, and it goes tamely over the bar, when really it should at the very least have been testing Stephen Drench.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a let-off really for Guiseley, because nobody picked up Rhys Deitch. He was running in on the right-hand side of the 6-yard box, and he was absolutely furious that he's missed a chance. Takes it out on the advertising board to the right of the goal with the full force of his boot. That is a huge chance, and probably one of the best chances of the game, especially for Kidderminster. Definitely their best chance of the game so far.
Guys, he get the ball forward now, nodded on by Brooksby. Half-time goes, though. And Adam Boyes kicks the ball into the air in frustration. I just get the feeling that the Lions are just feeling they could have and should have had something out of that first 45 in that, certainly in the first spell of play that they pressed and pressed. But at half-time here, it's Guiseley 0, Kidderminster Harriers 0.
It's been a bit like a roller coaster, this game, hasn't it? Because it's had its high dramas, it's had its pacey bits, and then it's had a few lulls. I think we had more lulls towards the end of that half, but we're yet to see any real quality. Very few clear-cut chances. I think at half-time, both managers will be wanting a lot more from their sides in the second half. But as we say, at half-time, 0-0.
Yeah, that's interesting because I think Kidderminster have grown much more into that match in the latter stages of that first half after Guiseley had come out of the traps very well. Let's just quickly go down the scores of the games we have been following. The two league games involving local clubs. Huddersfield 1, Blackburn 0, Bradford City 1, Shrewsbury 0. In the Vanarama Conference, Braintree 0, Tranmere 0, Cheltenham 0, Southport 0, Dover 0, Chester 0, Eastleigh 0, Lincoln City 1, Forest Green 2, Barrow 0. Barrow reduced to 10 men in that game. Gateshead 0, Borehamwood 1, Grimsby 3, Bromley 1, Guiseley 0, Kidderminster 0, Halifax 1, Torquay 2, Macclesfield 1, Welling 0, Woking 1, Altrincham 0, Wrexham with a goal in the stroke of half-time now 2-0 up against Aldershot. Aldershot here, the visitors, next Saturday. Vanarama Conference North, Alfreton 0, National North, sorry. Alfreton 0, Brackley 0, Boston United 2, Curzon Ashton 1. Curzon Ashton reduced to 9 men in that game. 2 men sent off. Corby 2, Chorley 2. Fylde 2, Gainsborough 0. Harrogate 0, Hensford 0. North Ferriby United 1, Solihull 0. Nuneaton 1, Bradford 0. Stalybridge 0, Gloucester 0. Telford 0, Stockport 1. FC United 1, Tamworth 1. Worcester 1, Lowestoft 1. Worcester down to 10 men. And finally, all the games we've been following in the Everstick Northern Premier League. Barwell 0, Blythe 0, Buxton 1, Darlington 0, Frickley 0, Matlock 0, Halesowen 1, Colwyn Bay 0, Hyde 1, Grantham 0, Ilkeston 1, Skelmersdale 0, Nantwich 0, Stamford 2, Rushall 1, Ramsbottom 0, Salford 0, Marine 0, Whitby 1, Stourbridge 0, Workington 0, Sutton Coalfield 0. That's it for us for the first period. We'll be back in about 5-10 minutes' time for the second half of this game. We'll be back on in about 10 minutes' time. In the meantime, enjoy your half-time cup of tea.
Good afternoon, everybody. Here I am at Nethermoor for Guiseley AFC's first Saturday home game against Kidderminster Harriers. This is Dave Kendra here. I'm with top Guiseley expert Edward Robertson, and he's going to give us his opinion of the game today. Edward, do you think Guiseley will win today?
Yes. I think they'll win 2-1 against the team against them. Kidderminster.
So you think it'll be a tight game today? Who do you think will score the goals?
I think Stephen Drench will score one from one goal to the other, and I don't know the other one.
Okay, that's okay. Do you think Tom Craddock can score his first Guiseley goal today? And how do you think he'll score it?
Yes, I think he'll score it from a corner of the goal.
Right in the top corner.
Well, thank you there to Edward Robertson and Dave Kendra there, doing a little bit of an update on the predictions. We're back for the second half, and the referee and the players are all out onto the field of play. Just about ready to get started for the second half of this game. 0-0 at the break. Referee Martin Coy gets things underway with Kidderminster Harriers getting the second half started and playing the ball as they ended it in the first half into Guiseley's territory. Meanwhile, the Lions are just waiting for the ball to go out for a goal kick. But after that first half, Chris, what do you reckon will have been? Well, Mark Bauer will have told the side for the break.
You hope that he's been stressing the importance of getting that early intensity, because Guiseley had a really good opening 10 or 15 minute spell, and then they let Kidderminster back into it. And as we saw in the last stage of the second half, it kind of fizzled out. Really, Guiseley need to get that intensity back. The passing play, the tempo, the movement that we saw on Tuesday night has been lacking so far in this game.
Ball just all the way back for a Kidderminster goal kick. The opening minute of this second half. Best chance has to have been that opportunity that Rhys Dyche had at the back post after that cross from Tavan Campbell. In stoppage time in the first half, he was free inside the 6-yard box. His header went just over the bar rather tamelessly when really had a far better chance. And now Kidderminster come forward again. Dyche on the ball, intercepted here by Thompson. Knocked out for a throw.
Yeah, I think you're right about that chance from Rhys Dyche. If Kidderminster do lose this, or then he's going to be kicking himself, I think, all the way home, isn't he, after that chance?
Throw in for Kidderminster on the left-hand side. It's played in towards the edge of the Guiseley 18-yard box. He's cleared.
It's a big if, by the way. When I said if Kidderminster lose this, there's a lot of football to be played.
Yeah, well, there is that.
I don't want to put any jinxes on things.
No, don't, because we had that in the first half.
Yeah.
Danny Lowe, who was the recipient of my jinx, who lost the ball just as I was complimenting their passing movement and controlled play. He's got the ball on the halfway line now. He plays it back here to Lockwood. Lockwood looks ahead. Plays it long, over the top, looking for Adam Boyce beyond him, and comfortable for Dean Schnedke. He's looking a little short of ideas, I think, in this second period. Occasionally when they've had, towards the end of the second period of the first half, occasions when they had Wayne Brooksby surging forward, finding some space on the counter-attack, that was good. But in build-up play, it's not been as positive. Dawson now for Kidderminster. Gives the ball back to Hodgkiss. He plays the ball long towards the edge of the 18-yard box, towards Maxwell. It's picked up now by Craig Reed. Reed keeps the ball ticking over. Maxwell now forced backwards, but spins on the ball well, turns, finds some space now for Kidderminster to enjoy with Jake Green, who in turn turns and Lays it out to the left-hand side, across into the box. Aimed towards Tavlin Campbell, but it's over him and in the hands of Stephen Drench. Guiseley now building up from the back here with Lowe. Lowe, square with Thompson. Thompson's under pressure here from Joe Clark. Goes back here to Lockwood. Lockwood chips it forward towards Danny Lowe again on the left-hand side. Guiseley just can't keep the ball down, can't control. And in the end, Kidderminster win it back, and now the ball goes through towards Craig Reid, and he says he's offside, but I'm not completely convinced. He was the man who was offside. He'd taken up a good angle and could have been on the end of the ball. And there was 2 players in there. I'm not sure how you read that one either, Chris.
I think it was Reece Stutch who was the other man that was there, the other one of the front 2 who was offside. It was Craig Reid that in the end made more movement towards the ball.
Free kick for Guiseley inside their own half. Played up into the Kidderminster final third and defended well by the Harriers. Now on the halfway line. Reid lays it back, and it's poked forward towards Adam Lockwood. He plays it back to Stephen Drench. Steich was chasing it. Adam Boys now chases a clearance from Stephen Drench. Defended well by Hodgkiss, now picked up here by Nicky Boschel.
It's well played by Boschel.
Boschel here to Lowe. Lowe, square, now to Thompson. Thompson's intercepted by Maxwell, but Guiseley still recover possession here. Jake Lawler. 1-2 now with Hatfield. Lawler in towards on the right-hand side towards Hatfield. And then Lawler just gives the ball straight to Joe Clark, who recovers well to win it back, but Guiseley a little bit sloppy in possession, a bit more intensity, but good tackle comes in from Maxwell on Brooksby, and it's out for a throw for Guiseley, just inside the Kidderminster half. Hatfield takes. Atkinson under pressure from Steich, has to show a bit of cool footwork. But again, Guiseley on the ball on the halfway line, have no space or time to play the ball around and build up patiently. Low now with the long ball towards Adam Boys, over the top of Boys, and then headed back by Green.
It was a nice crossfield pass over to Danny Lowe there. His delivery over the top of Adam Boys, and safety first from, I think it was Roe Turner, just to nod that back to the goalkeeper.
There's a long one here from Hodgkiss, aiming for Reid, but it's intercepted well by Atkinson. Up to the halfway line now for Guiseley, and then picked up again here by the visitors. Maxwell to Dawson on the right flank. Dawson plays a one over the top, looking to get Reid away. Reid just can't get on the end of the ball that was curling in towards him. As well attended to by Rob Atkinson. And Stephen Drench just concedes possession back immediately, clearing upfield. And guys, he's just looking a little bit leggy in this opening period. The ball goes all the way back to the Kidderminster keeper.
Excellent ball forward there, though, from Adam Dawson, wasn't it? Wicked bit of curl on that as it went in towards Stephen Drench, and thankfully it was dealt with. But then possession for Guiseley wasted, though, with Stephen Drench's long ball downfield, and Adam Boys was coming back from an offside position. How he was offside then, I don't know, but he left it as if he was.
Guiseley win the ball here. Jake Lawler over the top. Now it's a good ball. Boys has just got clear of the back line. Can he get the shot away? He can. Oh, what a great save from Schnedke. Boys managed to get off the shoulder of the back line from the ball forward from Lawler. Took a drive. Well saved from Schnedke, and it's a corner for the Lions.
Yeah, top class save from Dean Snecker to keep his side on level terms. Excellent ball over the top. We've seen, how many times have we seen Boys score like that?
Corner comes in up towards the back post, headed on by Atkinson this time. It's behind for a goal kick.
I was going to say, how many times have we seen Adam Boys score from that kind of play from Guiseley? You know, that ball over the top. Adam Boys loves playing on the shoulder of that last man. And it's, as we say, forced a good save there.
Still 0-0. Perhaps Guiseley's best chance of the game there fell to Adam Boys. It was a good, decent connection, but a fine save from Dean Schnedke, who has just hit touch. Just a couple of goals from the second half. Halifax 2, Torquay 2. Bradford have equalised against Shrewsbury in League 2, 1. Cheltenham 1, Southport 0. Guiseley now with the ball on the halfway line. Zach Thompson to the right-hand side, finds Hatfield in a little bit of space. Hatfield takes it down, runs forward with the ball. Options are limited, so he goes square to Zach Thompson, and then Thompson's pass in the direction of Boys is poor, but it's gone all the way through rather fortuitously to Craddock in the area. Back here to Boys, takes a shot, takes a deflection off Tunnicliffe and behind for a Guiseley corner again. And all that came from a rather heavy ball from Zach Thompson that foxed everyone except for Craddock, who anticipated it and almost made it count.
You say foxed everyone, I say slightly fortunate, if I'm honest. It took a deflection on its way through, but Craddock was aware of it. Corner
Comes in from this right-hand side in towards the 6-yard box, headed over, another corner to Guiseley. This is better from the Lions.
Yeah, good spell of pressure from Guiseley. It's taken a good 5 minutes or so of the second half for them to actually wake up a bit and get back out there. But now they're starting to put the pressure on like they did in the early stage of the first half. Hopefully for Guiseley and this Nethermoor crowd, they can make it count.
Brooksby with the corner, 0-0. 54 minutes gone. Referee's just holding up play for a moment. A little bit of argy-bargy in the 6-yard box.
So many players inside that 6-yard box. You'd hate to be a keeper in that situation.
Brooksby stands over while referee Martin Coy cools things down, curls this one in towards the 6-yard box. Nobody's on the end of it. Helped away again. This time Brooksby, I think, was on the edge of it, ready to pounce, but he couldn't get there just ahead of, I think Joe Clark got the foot onto it that put the ball out for another Guiseley corner.
Had to be dealt with. Another one. Better delivery that time. Had to be dealt with. Troubled them.
Corner comes in on this right-hand side into the 6-yard box. This time Atkinson was the target man, but great claim from Dean Schnedke. Took it off his head, and Kidderminster fans will be relieved to see that.
Yeah, that ends that spell of pressure, doesn't it?
Clearance from Schnedke into the Guiseley half. Now Kidderminster try to get control of the ball. It's all a bit scrappy in that middle of the park, and it's hoisted out of play for a Guiseley throw in left-back position. Just wait and see if there's some more scores coming through. I think Macclesfield have gone 2-0 up against Welling. But Kidderminster now have the ball up towards Reed. He plays it towards the edge of the 18-yard box, but Guiseley clear. Helped away as far as Zach Thompson. The Lions now on the halfway line when Nicky Boschel plays one over the top, looking to release Adam Boys once again. Doesn't work on this occasion.
Great defensive work from Nathaniel Road-Turner. He is a man mountain, isn't he? He's there to head everything.
Kidderminster now pick up the ball on this left-hand side. Good interception here from Hatfield into Boys. Now Guiseley can come away with the ball on the left-hand side towards Brooksby. It's just going to be beyond him. Hodgkiss will anticipate, sends it back. Brooksby doesn't give it up. And Schnedke clears under pressure up to the halfway line. Well won by Lockwood. Taken down by Craddock. Maxwell leaves a little bit of afters onto his back heel. Craddock's not happy about that. The ball goes over the top and into the arms of Schnedke. One of those clever little moments there in the game from Maxwell. He just makes sure that there's enough on Craddock that he feels it.
He certainly made sure there was something on him, didn't he? He wasn't letting Craddock off lightly or away without any form of contact.
Ball goes forward now as Kidderminster return the ball into the Lions half. But Guiseley defends stoutly. Now here with Boschel. Boschel plays it over the top here. Craddock's got a bit of space to work it down the left-hand side. He's still got Tunnicliffe up against him. Craddock gets it into the penalty area. Finds Zach Thompson. Thompson with a curling shot. Just goes wide of the upright. Never quite shaped the ball enough towards the goal for my liking, Zach Thompson, but it was good work there. Another ball over the top. Another bit of joy for Tom Craddock. Zach Thompson almost making the most of it.
Yeah, he's doing well, is Tom Craddock, with these diagonal balls over the back line. He's getting there, he's keeping it in play, he's turning back to goal and pulling it across, looking for the man. And the runner in this case it was Zach Thompson. And as you say, you could see the idea, but the execution wasn't right.
57 minutes gone, still 0-0, but Kidderminster now coming forward, looking to release Steisch. Game opening up a little bit more. Campbell on the left-hand side gets the ball down to the byline. Kidderminster get it across the 6-yard box. Oh, that could have been in the back of the net because Craig Reid was lurking in there. He couldn't get on the end of it. Guys, get it clear. but at the expense of another Kidderminster corner.
Yeah, that was very, very dangerous from Kidderminster. It was Danny Lowe that was there to sweep it behind in the end.
Ball to come in from this right-hand side as Kidderminster attack. Faines Tavern Campbell comes short to get it short, but it doesn't. It goes into the box, and Stephen Trench claims it inside the 6-yard box. I think Dawson's impressed with the way people competed for that ball. And Guiseley can get it away, and it's a good long clearance from Stephen Trench. Finds Wayne Brooksby down this left-hand side, up against Hodgkiss. Brooksby has to spin on the ball. Hodgkiss gets a good firm foot on it. Good tackle from the captain. And Guiseley get the throw, about level with the edge of the 6-yard box on the left-hand side as they attack this Kidderminster goal. Low, back here to Thompson. Thompson spins on the ball, sends it back to Lockwood. 1-2 between Lockwood and Thompson. Flick on from Lawler as they lost the control. And then a good clearance now that allows Campbell to get some space down this left-hand side as Kidderminster come forward with some purpose. 3 in the box for Campbell if he can get the cross in. He's up against Hatfield, though, at the moment. Lays it back here to Maxwell. Maxwell on the edge of the 18-yard box is swamped with Guiseley players. The Lions get the ball away. Flicked on by Brooksby under pressure from Hodgkiss. Hodgkiss manages to do enough to give the ball to Green. Green gets it on towards the edge of the 18-yard box into the area. And an aerial challenge. It's a little bit untidy. Guiseley managed to get enough of it away to have the ball now with Zach Thompson. Plays it down that left-hand side. Daniel Lowe's continued forward. Hodgkiss helps it back to the goalkeeper. Boys chases down Schnedke. Schnedke gets a good clearance on the ball, but Boys wasn't letting him have any time to settle. Guiseley, meanwhile, now under pressure because Maxwell's coming forward. He's a big, combative player. Gets a little trip on Atkinson. And Guiseley get the free kick.
Yeah, a little bit too combative then, I think. He was just trying to force his way through. In the end, lost possession, ended up tripping up Rob Atkinson and conceding the free kick.
And now we're gone, 0-0. This is about the time that usually Zach Thompson, the last couple of games, has been considered for time ripe for a change. Do you see a change coming?
It wouldn't surprise me at this stage, you know.
Guiseley now get the ball forward, and there's a chance there for Adam Boys just to sneak the ball off the foot of Tunnicliffe. Tunnicliffe got enough of connection to get it back to the goalkeeper, though.
As we say, you know, the hour mark for Zach Thompson. Don't forget, he didn't have any pre-season in terms of friendly appearances. So it's not surprising that he's only been lasting, what, roughly an hour in the first 2 games as Mark sends 3 of the subs out to go and warm up.
It's the usual 3 as well, isn't it? It's Dickinson, Toulson and Rothery warming up. Not that you need to warm up too much on this afternoon, do you?
Lovely, isn't it?
Guiseley get the throw. The goalkeeper has just hit touch. The Lions have the ball now with Boschel, but he's rather aimlessly poked it over the top. And back to Schnedke. The Harriers keeper sends it long towards the back line of Guiseley, and Lockwood has lost the ball. There's a flag up there against Reed. It was a little bit fortuitous because Lockwood on that instance didn't show his usual command. And the ball's back with Stephen Drench anyway for a free kick.
Just wonder, as we're going to get a substitution for Kidderminster now. So it's the number 9 coming off.
So that's Craig Reed, who is going to be replaced. And I just missed the board there, Chris.
I think it's
you can tell we're
7,
amateurs.
Gurjit Singh.
Gurjit Singh, yeah, he's a player that I've...
striker for striker, from what I can gather.
Came from Tipton, I believe, and has been a pacey revelation in his early appearances for the Harriers. So 1 to watch for Guiseley now, as that change is the first change of the afternoon for either side. The ball, meanwhile, has just gone out on this near side as Stage can't keep it in, and Guiseley will have a throw in just about on the halfway line.
Yeah, I was going to say just before we saw that Kidderminster change, I just wonder what sort of impact the likes of Rothery or Dickinson could have on this game. Could Guiseley benefit from somebody with the physical size of Liam Dickinson, perhaps? I think so.
Triangular passing for Guiseley in midfield. Ball goes out to the right-hand side, and it's a good chance for Hatfield to try and get the ball into the area. He's tackled, has earned Guiseley a corner, and a good incisive move. The ball was lingering on the halfway line, but then 1 or 2 passes, and Hatfield stepped forward, corner to Guiseley. This one whipped in from the right flank, in towards the 6-yard box. Goalkeeper goes over it. It's put into the back of the net. And the referee, I think, has ruled it out. It was Tom Craddock inside the 6-yard box, but I think it's for the challenge on the goalkeeper. And the referee didn't like, I think, the way that Atkinson and Craddock and Schnedke, Atkinson went for the ball in front of Schnedke. The ball fell clear to Craddock inside the 6-yard box, but the referee very quickly ruled it out and gave the free kick. So it's as you were.
It's one of those contentious topics, isn't it? You know, the goalkeepers and protection, and in these situations, the goalkeepers have got to be prepared that they may take a bit of a clatter. But Tom Craddock thought he'd opened his Guiseley account.
Guiseley now back on the attack here. Brooksby on the right-hand side. Back to Hatfield. Good ball in towards Craddock on the edge of the 18-yard box. He's convinced he should have had a goal. Brooksby with a cross. Takes a deflection again. Another corner to Guiseley.
Yeah, we'll just have to watch the movement of players around Dean Snecker on this one.
This one to curl in from the right-hand side. Curls in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's hit a Kidderminster head and gone behind for another corner.
Yeah, it was Nathaniel Road-Turner. I'm not sure how much he knew about that, because it did just seem to glance him on the top of the head rather than him going for it specifically. It's out for another corner.
65 minutes gone. 0-0.
How many corners is this now?
Oh, I don't know. I've not been keeping count. But it's got to be in the tens, hasn't it? We've had plenty. Brooksby now with this one from the left-hand side, headed away again. Good solid defence from Kidderminster. And Dawson will try and take this one out from his right-back position and start a counter-attack, which is looking promising. It's out here to Singh. Singh has just walked through. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Stephen Dredge comes down. It's Steisch. I beg your pardon. Steisch had the ball on that left-hand side. He came through, clean through on goal after being played through well. And the Lions should really be a goal down, shouldn't they?
Yeah, they really should. Quite frankly, they should have made more of that. It was good play from Singh to just push that across to Steisch. It was just that couple of feet too far ahead of him, and that just allowed Stephen Drench to come out and get something behind that to prevent Guiseley falling behind. But as we say, another big chance for Rhys Steisch again.
Well, Gurjit Singh has just been penalised for a foul on Jake Lawler. Guiseley have a free kick. Good start to his count. Was on the field of play was Singh, who played a good ball across there to find Steisch. But Steisch one-on-one with Stephen Drench just shows how quick they counter-attack. Despite the fact that guys have had much more of the play, the counter-attacking threat is a real and dangerous one. Drench right out to take this free kick. Level with the edge of the centre circle, plays it long. Up towards Boschel, it takes deflection. I think it's Road-Turner again, who's got the head on it, and it's gone out for another Guiseley corner.
Safety first from Kidderminster, just heading that one behind. As we say, another corner for the Lions.
This one floated in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Comfortable for goalkeeper Dean Schnedke.
You know what he needed then? A couple of men marking him.
Halifax 2, Torquay 3 now. So Halifax had equalised, but Torquay then got a third. And it's Huddersfield 1, Blackburn 1 in the Championship. There's going to be a change for Guiseley, and it is going to be Nicky Boschel, who makes way and will be replaced by Gavin Rothery. So it's a predictable change. In many respects, it's the same change we've seen game 1, 2 and 3 now, isn't it?
Yeah, as we said beforehand, you know, he's naming it the same lineup. He's confident with his selection. Same amount of subs. Sorry, not the amount. Same names on the subs bench. It's, you know, it shows that he's confident because he's leaving out players like Luke Porritt, who had a very good pre-season, Jake Charles, who joined on loan from Huddersfield. I think that was for initially a month. And I think he'll be disappointed by the amount of, or the lack of game time that he'll have had in the first 3 league games. with his lone spell.
Kidderminster have just got a free kick inside the Guiseley half. About level with the centre circle. There are 4 or 5 yellow shirts on the edge of the D now to aim for. And Dawson shrugs his shoulders, wondering how he can distribute. He plays the ball over the top in towards a penalty spot. It's a good one. It's flicked on and just behind for a goal kick. I think it was Maxwell. Was it Maxwell? No.
I think it
was
was.
Tunnicliffe, I think, who'd come forward and got the header on there. And it went just beyond the upright. Now Gavin Rothery gets his first touch on the left-hand side. He runs forward, plays a lovely reverse ball into Danny Lowe. On the left flank, Lowe tries to cross, well blocked. Though, again, good defensive work. And it'll be a Guiseley throw. He looks for the options, does Lowe. In the final third, plays it up towards Lawler. Down here to Boys. Boys helps it back to Lowe. Lowe stands on the ball, but actually works in his favour up against Dawson. And in the end, he's knocked it out, and it'll be a Kidderminster throw.
A little bit unfortunate there, perhaps. Lowe, he was trying to do all he could to keep that in play. It was touched off him. Out of play for the throw for Kidderminster Harriers.
As Gateshead 1, Boreham Wood 1. Boreham Wood took the lead in that game, so an equaliser for Gateshead. Good work here from Dawson now for Kidderminster. Down the right-hand side, plays the ball from the right flank out towards the left. Picked up by Campbell. Campbell, square now to Singh. Good footwork from Singh. Good challenge comes in, though, by Jake Lawler on him. And a throw for Kidderminster, about level with the edge of the penalty area on the left-hand side as they attack the Lions' goal.
Well, are we inside the final 20, there or thereabouts? A good chance for Kidderminster from this throw.
Goes long towards the edge of the 6-yard box, flicked on, headed away by Lockwood, picked up now by Hodgkiss. The captain sends it back into the area. Maxwell was in there. I was waiting for the flag, but it didn't seem to arise. And in the end, the ball's gone into the hands of Stephen Drench rather comfortably. A rather strange angle to watch that, but Maxwell looked like he had a much better chance than perhaps he did. The clearance nonetheless from Stephen Drench has gone all the way up towards the Kidderminster half and runs out of play for a goal kick. What did you make of that moment there, just when the ball went over the top for Maxwell, who was in space and there was no flag?
Yeah, I was certainly looking for the flag, expecting to hear the referee's whistle, but nothing came of it. And as you say, from this angle, he looked like he was, without a doubt, going to be in an offside position.
Or was clean through on goal, one of the two, but didn't quite play out that way. Guiseley win the ball from the halfway line clearance, and Danny Lowe now has it. The left back looks ahead of him, plays it cross field, trying to pick out Wayne Brooksby on that right hand side. Brooksby might just win this, he does, but he can't really keep the cross in given the pace at which he was meeting the ball down that right flank, and it is behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, he was either going to have the pace to get to the ball, or it was going to be a cross that he could just get some on. In the end, he went for the only option he had, which is trying to get something on it. And it's gone behind.
Clearance from Schnedker. Headed on by Lockwood. Kidderminster just defended in their own half. Brooksby not allowing Jake Green any peace. And that's good harassing and harrying as Guiseley try to win this ball back. Brooksby wins the aerial battle. Jake Lawler steps across as well as the ball runs free. And then the ball goes all the way back in towards the corner flag, which forces Hodgkiss to chase. And then slices his clearance. Bounces over the stand and out for a Guiseley throw-in on that left-hand side. So scrappy, some of the play, isn't it? So high tempo, but no shape really forming in the midfield, no pattern forming for either side.
Yeah, as you say, this period of 10, 15 minutes or so has been a bit scrappy as Zach Thompson just bundles over number 15, Jordan Tunnicliffe. One of the more obvious fouls I think we've seen today.
It's one of those, and he stands in front of him and slows down, and
Liam Dickinson
can get the free kick.
Looks to be ready himself.
Yeah, we've got 73 minutes on this clock, and Guiseley and Kidderminster locked at 0-0. Lockwood wins the header. He claims that he had his arms around the opponent as Tunnicliffe just tidies things up from Kidderminster's perspective. Cleared by Schnedker, picked up now by Clark. Clark to the right-hand side. Dawson on the right flank, curls it in towards the edge of the box. Stephen Drench comes out and then does get the free kick, because I think Singh was on that occasion between him and Stephen Drench. You'd be furious if he didn't get that free kick, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, he has been given the free kick as we see that substitution. It's Craddock.
Tom Craddock maybe can't make the full 90 on this occasion. Tom Craddock comes out, and Liam Dickinson.
And we're going to see...
Comes on.
I think that's Toulson as well.
And yes, you're quite right. It's a double substitution. And it's, again, the normal changes, really. Zach Thompson for Ryan Tilson are already becoming normal changes, aren't they? That means Hatfield goes into defensive midfield position, that central midfield role, and that Ryan Tilson takes up the right-back spot.
You wouldn't think anything could become normal after 3 league games.
I know, it's funny, isn't it? You adapt, don't you? Up towards Liam Dickinson, headed away. And Guiseley now have to defend because Dawson's got the ball on the right-hand side. Lockwood. Dawson gets the cross in. Oh, it was a good one. And it almost found Singh inside the penalty area. He managed to glance towards the ball, but couldn't get a full connection on it, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. But good work again. Dawson on 2 or 3 occasions, second half, he taken up great positions on that right flank and has almost...
and he's delivered some wicked balls, hasn't he? And that's another one, and Singh will be a bit disappointed there to have just got a glancing header with no real power on it.
Good win for the ball from Wayne Brooksby. There's nobody ahead of him to find. So it goes away from the Kidderminster goal and up to the halfway line. Guys are now having to defend as Atkinson gets a bit of an aerial tussle. The ball picked up now by Maxwell for Kidderminster. He gets past his man, plays the ball up towards the edge of the D. Helped out here to Dawson on the right-hand side now. Dawson has to keep it in, and he can't. And guys, get the throw, and they move it quickly to Rothery. Played forward by Rothery, but straight into Clark. It wasn't the most sensible ball. Clark's anticipated passes very well this afternoon. And good work here for Guiseley now. And Danny Lowe gets the ball on this left-hand side as Hatfield also gets involved. And now there's a throw here for Guiseley, which Danny Lowe will take. Takes it short, gives it to Rothery. Rothery goes back to Lockwood. Guiseley on the halfway line. Lockwood sends it down the left channel beyond Liam Dickinson. And it's out for a throw-in.
You could see the idea, couldn't you? Trying to get out on this left-hand side to find Liam Dickinson. But it's out for a throw. Inside, the final 15 now by a couple of minutes, I think.
77. So, Guiseley 0-0 here still. It's not been a thriller. But been intriguing, definitely. And very much on a knife edge, this game. Either side certainly could have had the goals. Or goal that could have given them the ascendancy. As it is, we're still looking for it in the last 12 minutes or so. Jake Lawler on the halfway line, stands on the ball. Gets away with it this occasion. Rob Atkinson under pressure there from Steisch. Concedes the throw inside the Lions' half on the left-hand side. Kidderminster picked the ball up for this throw, back level with the centre circle. And they get players forward, no hurry to take the throw just at the moment, rather get into positions. And they do. Guiseley get the tackle in and clear the ball. And it's up the top towards Liam Dickinson. He sort of bundles into Tunnicliffe. Liam Dickinson, and a free kick is conceded.
I'm a little surprised, actually, because I thought Tunnicliffe, he got the header there. You know, he got it out of play. Both players were bound to be battling for that one. I'm a little bit surprised to have seen the free kick given and not just the throw-in, to be honest, but...
Forest Green 4, Barrow 0. And at Cheltenham 2, Southport 0. Now Kidderminster get the ball into the area, look to find Steisch again. Dinking ball into the box. Steisch just couldn't get on the end of it again, though. the threat is there from the Harriers in that final third. Guiseley now just struggling to repel the attacks because they come forward again here with Dawson, now on the left flank. Up against Jake Lawler. Dawson cuts in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. He's going to get a shot away. He does. It's held by Stephen Drench. Oh, sorry, blocked rather by Atkinson. Thought Drench had gone in there. And it's out to the left-hand side and then flicked in. And it takes a wicked deflection off the head of Lockwood. And Drench has to force the ball over the crossbar with a great lunge to his left-hand side. And it's a corner now to Kidderminster.
Brilliant save that from Steve Drench. As you say, took a, I don't know whether it was deflection or whether he just head it away, but either way it was dropping, goal bound.
So 80 minutes on the clock and it's a corner to Kidderminster, whipped into the penalty area, headed away. Picked up now by Clark. Clark on the left flank, up against Rothery. Rothery backing off. Clark square. The ball now here with Maxwell. Maxwell drills one in. That's a tame effort. And this time Stephen Drench can collect. Guys, he look for the counter immediately. Taking up positions, but Stephen Drench actually just holds on to this one on this occasion. Lays it to Ryan Toulson. All right, back comes forward. Ryan Toulson up now against Tavlin Campbell. Can't get past his man. He's tackled. It's at the expense of a Guiseley throw, though. Just in front of the dugout. Woking 2, Altrincham 0. In the National, and Eastleigh have equalised against Lincoln. Guiseley now work up a little bit of space. The ball from Rothery just ahead of Hatfield. Unable to take the ball down. And in the end, it's taken away by Kidderminster. Played up towards the edge of the centre circle. Singh takes it down, gives it to Dawson on the left flank. Dawson runs in field this time. Cuts in, ahead of Lowe. Plays it forward. It deflects off Singh, who's been a handful since he's come on. And falls into the hands of Stephen Drench. Drench rows it out to this left-hand side. Brooksby now, down the left flank. Up against Hodgkiss. Goes inside, plays the ball in towards Adam Boyes. It was a good ball. Adam Boyes puts his thumbs up. Couldn't get on the end of it. And it's gone all the way through to Snedker as well.
Just a little bit too much on that. The ball through from Wayne Brooksby in towards Boyes. The right idea.
Clearance from the goalkeeper up towards Lockwood. Helped away by Toulson. Onto the halfway line. Picked up now by Rothery. He steps forward, plays the ball to the right-hand side. Dickinson, can he cross this into the box? He's got Adam Boyes and Rothery now in there. Goes square actually to Brooksby, but Brooksby's control lets him down at the key moment. And Kidderminster come away with it. Campbell. It's end-to-end in terms of the frenetic nature of this game. They're really attacking. Both sides are looking to get this winner in this game. Dawson plays it through the centre, and there's a free kick against Atkinson. He'll be spoken to by the referee for a challenge on Singh, and now Guiseley will have a free kick in a dangerous position to contemplate.
Yeah, I think he's going to go into the book as well. Rob Atkinson, it was a little bit lungy. I think he will go as a technical term for that.
That's not technical in any stretch of the imagination. 10 yards away from the edge of the D, I'd say, roughly. So is a good distance, possibly for a spectacular shot, but I think probably more likely to be a cross into the box, I would think. I hope it would take a deflection.
Yeah, you would presume so. You'd be an optimistic man to strike it from here, but it would be a stunner.
8 minutes to go, 0-0. Lining up with a free kick about 10 yards from the edge of the D, fairly central to the goal. Guys, you have a 5-6 man wall. 2 Kidderminster players are infiltrating that wall. Referee blows the whistle. Dawson stands over, so does Maxwell. Home fans are impatient that they're not getting on with it. And everything's set up, the shot comes in. In the end, Dawson's effort was underwhelming. Straight to Stephen Drench. He got it over the wall. He got it down, but it didn't really have any conviction. And Stephen Drench clear upfield. Headed away by Roe Turner. And on by Lockwood. Picked up now by Campbell. Cuts in field. Plays a good ball forward. Singh's managed to find a bit of space. and he was free of the offside trap but stumbled at the crucial moment. And Guiseley had enough time then to intercept and pick up the ball, and now they've got it on the halfway line with Liam Dickinson. And there's a ball into Gavin Rothery and Hatfield, and Guiseley do enough just to hold on to it, get it up towards Boys. Boys isn't there ahead of Tunnicliffe though. Tunnicliffe with a good header. Back into Guiseley's territory now with Kidderminster making some forays through the centre of the park. Dawson can't control though, and Hatfield intercepts, sends it back to Stephen Drench. Guiseley now from right back, send it long up towards Brooksby. Brooksby's chasing this one, he could keep it in, but Roe Turner knows exactly what he needs to do, gets between Brooksby and the ball, and in the end it's behind for a goal kick. 84 minutes now, 0-0. I feel that there's going to be a sting in this tail actually in this game. I don't know about you. I just feel there is a goal for one of the sides this afternoon before this game's up.
Yeah, I completely agree. It at the moment has that feel, doesn't it? There's going to be one critical chance, and one of these sides, you get the feeling, will take it. It's that tense.
Let's hope it's us, eh? Brooksby now on the ball, plays it out to the right-hand side here with Tilson. Tilson's got a bit of space to work in, crosses it into the box. Boys with a header. Oh, what a header! Adam Boys has put the ball in the top right-hand corner after a great cross from Ryan Tilson. Boys is the man of the moment again, and Guiseley have got the lead. 1-0 to the Lions.
You couldn't have written this script, could you? What a header that is from Adam Boys. Dean Snecker left just clutching at air. Nothing he could do about that. Terrific ball in, terrific header. It's Guiseley 1, Kidderminster Harriers 0.
Oh, well, that's more like it, isn't it? What a cross that was from Ryan Tilson, though. The game has just been getting so stretched, hasn't it, that you just felt that one of these two sides was going to score a goal. And now the Lions will probably have to face a Kidderminster side that are going to throw the kitchen sink at them. We're going to have to defend very deep now, I would imagine. Because Kidderminster have certainly looked threatening, haven't they, when they've got into the final third?
Yeah, quite rightly, as you say, they're going to throw absolutely everything. Wouldn't be surprised to see the likes of Roe Turner possibly push forward in the last minute or two, because he's a big unit.
Hodgkiss with the ball forward. Guiseley head away. Immediately the ball into the Lions half. Clark tries to get past Gavin Rothery. Can't. Hodgkiss now curls the ball towards the other angle of the pitch, towards the left-hand side. Tunnicliffe heads away as Guiseley clear. And now it's the balls on the left flank here with Jake Green. Green up against Brooksby. Brooksby wins the ball. Gets tumbled to the ground. And is implored to get on with it by Tavon Campbell. A
tongue twister, isn't it?
I know.
Tavlon.
He plays the ball, puts the ball down right, and encourages Stephen Drench to take this free kick, but Drench is not surprisingly going to take his time.
He's got to position it correctly.
Free kick is taken from right back, played up towards Dickinson. He flicks the ball on towards the general direction of Boys. It was a little bit far ahead of him for him to realistically get on it, but it was a good header from Dickinson. Cleared from Hodgkiss. And now Kidderminster with Dawson on the right-hand side. Played forward, taken down. Jake Lawler gets an interception. Gavin Rothery gets a kind bounce back. And guys, he can get the ball down the left flank, but they'll concede possession on that occasion. Cheltenham are 3-0 up against Southport now, and Gateshead are now 2-1 up after being a goal behind at home to Boreham Wood. The long ball forward now from Kidderminster, headed away on the edge of the 18-yard box. Taken down here by Dickinson. Dickinson's got Brooksby on the right-hand side. Brooksby runs forward. He's on the right angle of the penalty area, up against the centre-half Roe Turner. Brooksby takes it down to the corner flag, perhaps hoping he can get something like a corner. Goes to ground. Roe Turner sticks at his task. And then Brooksby is adjudged to have pulled at the shirt of Roe Turner, and a free kick is given to Kidderminster.
I must be amused
Quite
as
sure
Wayne
about
Brooksby there.
Free kick's given. Always tends to go the way of the defender, though, doesn't it? Jake Lawler wins their header on the halfway line. Now, guys, he picked the ball up on the centre circle here with Rothery. Goes to the left-hand side up against Hodgkiss. Rothery keeps running with the ball. A bit conviction. He could be supported here by Danny Lowe. Rotherham still on the ball, doing well, trying to waste a few seconds on the clock now that Guiseley have got that goal. Adam Boyes' header, but Rotherham goes down. Eventually,
How? Again?
well, not quite sure about that.
That's
but the ref
ridiculous.
is given a free kick to Kidderminster because Rotherham fell over. But never mind, Guiseley have won the ball on the halfway line. And it's out for a throw-in, which Hodgkiss will take for Kidderminster. Jake Lawler picks the ball up now, gives it to Liam Dickinson. Liam Dickinson with 2 around him. Again, he's got that task. He gets between the 2 of them. Liam Dickinson towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Not the pace to get past the back line, though. And he couldn't get the shot away. But it was great footwork from Dickinson to take him to between 2 defenders. A bit of trickery to get him a shooting chance, but he was a bit too far from the goal. And now a free kick has been given to Kidderminster on the halfway line.
Yeah, Dickinson was just lacking that crucial ingredient there, wasn't it? Pace. Unfortunately, couldn't get away. Free kick in a dangerous position. Now as every yellow shirt, bar Hodgkiss, gets forward.
30 seconds to go, and Kidderminster free kick in the centre circle in their own half. It goes long up towards Singh. Singh wins a header, headed up in the air. Singh picks it down on the chest again. Good tackle comes in. High foot on Rob Atkinson, he claims. Referee waves that one away. Headed forward by Hodgkiss, headed away again by Lockwood. Guiseley still deep inside their own half. Hodgkiss now goes back to the goalkeeper. Good work from Hatfield, pressing. That's what you need at this stage. Cleared by Schnedke into the Lions half. Header comes in from I think it was Jake Lawler or Dickinson, one of the 2. Back into the Kidderminster half, but long again from the goalkeeper, right onto the edge of the 18-yard box. The Lions need to defend this. Singh works hard to get the ball. It takes a deflection off one of the 2, and the referee has given a corner to Kidderminster, much to the displeasure of Adam Lockwood. 3 minutes of added time, which we are into, 30 seconds into now. Kidderminster have a corner. Guiseley defend it. It's a corner from this right-hand side. Whipped in towards the 6-yard box, headed up in the air. Another corner has been given. And Liam Dickinson protests again. And referee gives a corner that will be taken now from the left-hand side. Dawson runs across to take. He just awaits for a ball to come on field because that header was high and wide. Didn't look like a corner from here.
No, it certainly seemed to me
Hard to tell, though.
that Singh was the man that got the important touch, which put it over the top of the crossbar, but can Guiseley hold on? We certainly hope so.
Referee now stopping and having a word between Maxwell and Dickinson, who are the players on the goal line in front of Stephen Drench. Everyone's inside that 6-yard box. Is going to come into the area here. The corner goes up towards the back post, up towards Steisch. His header is tame, and it's out for a goal kick. And there's applause around the crowd and sighs of relief.
Yeah, I was just doing my own there. Certainly a time for a sigh of release. Just keep it calm, keep it tight. Let's just see out the remaining minute and a quarter. Just in and amongst all that, I think Will Hatfield, by the way, was given the Sponsors Man of the Match award. He has a fairly solid game. Can't argue with it.
No, it's a number of players that could have picked up that award, I think, this afternoon in Guiseley's colours. Goal kick is taken by Stephen Drench, played up towards the Kidderminster half, headed out. Another Guiseley throw, and the header takes the ball over the office and out into the cricket field. Toulson will take this one, taking his time. 45 seconds of stoppage left. Guys, you just need to use the clock up. Actually, Adam Boyes has taken the flick on. He's found himself into the penalty area. Goes towards the goalkeeper. It takes a deflection off Roe Turner and is knocked behind for a corner. Good work there from Adam Boyes. The ball fell to him. He decided to run almost along the byline towards the goalkeeper. Roe Turner forced to make the challenge and knock the ball out for a corner, which Guiseley will take their time to take.
I'm going to say, rarely will you see a Guiseley corner with so few players ambling towards the opposition penalty area.
The ball is just in that corner spot with Liam Dickinson and Wayne Brooksby above it. And the 2 just stand on there, waiting to try and win the throw. In the end, Dickinson's adjudged to have got the final touch, so it'll be a throw in left-back position for Kidderminster. 3 minutes are up, so we're into whatever the referee thinks needs to be added in addition. to the 3, but Guiseley now win another throw inside Kidderminster territory, which Wayne Brooksby will take. He's been hurried along.
Yeah, he's just checked his watch as well as the ref.
He'll give it to Ryan Tilson. Tilson will take. Plays it down the right flank. Referee blows the whistle. A goal from Adam Boys late on in the game is the difference between these two sides. A superb header from Boys on 85 minutes. His header has given Guiseley their second 3 points here at Nethermoor. And within a week, we have picked up 6 points out of 6 as it's finished here. Guiseley 1, Kidderminster Harriers 0.
Well, what an important 3 points that could be. I suppose we're going to say that a lot over the course of this season. But that was a hard-fought victory. An excellent, excellent header from Adam Boyes. Cracking ball in it was as well. And that is a terrific win. Hard-fought, ground it out, did what they had to do, was solid defensively, for the most part at least. And there we go, 3 points and a 1-0 win for the Lions.
Top stuff there for Guiseley. Hope you enjoyed it. A fantastic result. Let's just quickly give you the scores from the rest of the games that we have been following here this afternoon, and then we'll be off to see if we can speak to Mark and find out what the reaction is to that game. It's finished Huddersfield 1, Blackburn 1. Bradford 1, Shrewsbury 1, the 2 league games we're following. Braintree 0, Tranmere 0, still going in that game. Cheltenham 3, Southport 0. Dover 0, Chester 0. Eastleigh 1, Lincoln City 1. Forest Green 4, Barrow 0. Barrow are next up opponents. They finished with 10 men. We travel there on Tuesday night. Gateshead 2, Boreham Wood 1. Boreham Wood led in that game in the first half. Grimsby 4, Bromley 1. Comprehensive for the Mariners. Guiseley 1, Kidderminster 0. Halifax 2, Torquay 3. Torquay just kept getting their noses in front in that game. Macclesfield 2, Welling 0. Woking 2, Altrincham 0. Wrexham 2, Aldershot 0. And in the National North, Alfreton 1, Brackley 1. Boston United 2, Curzon Ashton, who finished with 9 men, 1. Corby 2, Chorley 2. Fylde 2, Gainsborough 2. Harrogate 1, Hensford 1. North Ferriby 1, Solihull 1. Nuneaton 1, Bradford 0. Stalybridge 1, Gloucester 0. Telford 0, Stockport County 1. FC United 1, Tamworth 1. Worcester 2, Lowestoft 1. Worcester finishing with 10 there. Northern Premier League, Barwell 0, Blythe 0. Buxton 2, Darlington 0, Frickley 1, Matlock 1, Halesowen 1, Colwyn Bay 0, Hyde 2, Grantham 2, Ilkeston 1, Skelmersdale 3, Nantwich 2, Stamford 3, Rushall 1, Ramsbottom 0, Salford 0, Marine 0, Whitby 3, Stourbridge 0, Wokington 0, Sutton Coalfield 1. Your last thoughts on that afternoon?
Well, we said at the start of the season, as we were driving down to Welling from these first 3 games, we were hoping for 7. We've taken 6. We'll not begrudge them that extra point. It's been a terrific start from these first 3 games for the Lions. That's the crucial 3 points. Another clean sheet. And on we go, marching up to Barrow on Tuesday night.
We'll see you there. We'll be there. Hope you can join us. Thanks for listening this afternoon. See you next time.